There's a certain silence before things heat up. Thursday at Hallis Hall in Chicago had that kind of atmosphere. The Miami Dolphins walked onto that field without fanfare, without the chaos of full-speed collisions or the clashing shouts of offense and defense. No one-on-ones. No offense versus defense showdown. No quarterback threading needles under pressure. This was something else, almost eerie. A slow pace. A steady rhythm. A kind of rehearsal where movements mattered more than moments. You could feel that they were holding something back, storing it up for what's next. Because Friday, that's when the Bears would be standing just across from him, and the real testing begins. That's when bodies will move differently, when routes will have an extra snap, when even a simple drill feels heavier because eyes from the other side are watching. And Friday won't be the last of it. After the Bears, the Dolphins will see the Lions for not one, but 2 joint practices. Then the Jaguars for 1 more. 4 days of looking another team straight in the face before the regular season even knocks on the door. But Thursday was theirs alone. A closed loop. Just Miami working in Chicago air. And it's in moments like that when you can sometimes catch the small stories that slip between the headlines. The Tyreek Hill situation isn't the loudest one right now, but maybe it should be. Because if you were out there, you saw it. He wasn't Tyreek. He was present, yes, but distant in a way. Moving slowly. Talking with the trainer more than with his teammates. The attention was all on his lower leg. Not a limp exactly, but something careful, controlled, as if every step had to be weighed. This is the same Hill who, just 2 days earlier, tore down the field 3 separate times in practice. 1 deep shot landed perfectly in his hands, and the other 2? Close, but incomplete. After that 3rd sprint, he stopped. No dramatic collapse. No grabbing at anything, just done. That's the image still hanging in the air. If we're being honest, the odds of him seeing the field for the preseason opener at Soldier Field on Sunday were already slim. You don't risk your most explosive playmaker in a game that doesn't count in the standings. Now with this, you can take slim and replace it with none. He'll be in street clothes, watching. And the question lingers, is this just the team being careful, or is there more behind it than they're letting on? Attendance Thursday told its own quiet story. No Ashton Davis. No Baron Matos. No Austin Jackson. And a noticeable absence, Mohamed Kamara, the edge rusher who's been pushing his way into the conversation lately. Him missing was new. It's one thing when a player is resting, another when a name suddenly shows up on that not here list. Some guys were there but apart. Cam Smith jogged along the side, not yet in the thick of it. Darren Waller too. His steps deliberate. Alec Ingold, same deal. Watching them, you wonder, are they just steps away from full participation, or are they pacing themselves for a longer wait? Rookie safety Dante Trader Jr., though, brought a small spark of good news. He was back out there, doing something. The first real activity in weeks. Small steps forward can mean more than they seem. Then there's Jordan Brooks. If you talk to him, you'll hear the shift in his tone. At first, this road stretch, 10 to 11 days away from home, didn't sit right with him. Long days in strange hotel rooms. Endless travel between practices and games. The grind without the comfort of routine. But then Mike McDaniel painted it differently. Not as an inconvenience, but as a deliberate play for connection. Time together without the escape routes of daily life. One hotel lobby after another. Meals with the same faces. Bus rides where you can't choose who sits next to you. That kind of proximity can be heavy, but it can also change things. It can make a team more than just a roster. Brooks has been here only a year, but he's already wearing the quiet weight of leadership. His voice isn't the loudest, but it lands when it needs to. And when he talks about this trip now, there's almost an excitement. If we do it the right way, he said, it can be a great advantage for us. He's not talking about the Bears game, or the Lions game, or even the Jaguars. He's talking about something that happens between all of that. The kind of chemistry you can't fake when the season's on the line. So what's really at stake here, in these slow practices and partial participation days? It's not just preparation. It's identity. The Dolphins are standing at this strange point where the team on paper looks like it could do something real this year. But paper doesn't win anything. Paper doesn't take a hit. doesn't slip a tackle, doesn't make a read with 1.5 seconds before impact. Hill's leg isn't just Hill's problem, it's a ripple. When he's not 100%, defenses shift differently. Routes open slower. Quarterbacks hold the ball longer. It changes the math. And with a joint practice schedule this dense, every absence changes the mix of reps and matchups. Kamara missing a day when the pace is slow might seem like nothing. But what if that day was when a technique finally clicked, when a coach's words hit just right? Timing isn't just about games. It's about these tiny slices of work you don't get back. The Bears will test them Friday. Not in a scoreboard sense, but in the friction of practice. The unexpected rush in a drill. The way a defender cuts off a route you thought was open. The Bears have their own storylines, their own urgency. And none of that will slow down because Miami is easing through an injury list. Then the Lions. 2 days of it. And you can bet Detroit isn't treating those as casual workouts. They'll be probing, pressing, seeing if they can plant doubts now that grow into something bigger later. And the Jaguars, 1 practice. But that's still enough for a team to get under your skin. Especially a team that's been building its own kind of fight in recent seasons. So maybe Thursday's practice felt calm. But calm is deceptive. Calm is where adjustments start. Calm is where you realize who's on the edge of coming back, and who's further than anyone wants to admit. Calm is also where questions settle in. Will Hill's next full-speed run look like the ones before? Will Kamara's momentum stall? Can Brooks turn a road trip into the glue that holds through December? The road stretches ahead, literally and otherwise. They won't see South Florida again until after Detroit, mid-August. That's a long time to be a team without home turf under your cleats. It's also a long time to either build something strong or to let small cracks spread. McDaniel's framing of the trip is clever, but it's also a test. Not every player thrives in close quarters. Personalities can clash. Frustrations can grow when rest is short and demands are high. The leaders, Brooks, Hill when he's fully engaged, the veterans on both sides of the ball, have to steer that ship through the days when practice is heavy and the body aches are worse than the scoreboard can ever show. And for the younger players, this trip is a mirror. No hiding here. Coaches will see every reaction, every bit of body language, every second of effort, or lack of it. The slow days, like Thursday, are just as telling as the high-speed joint practices. So Thursday might have looked like a placeholder in the schedule. An hour on a field in Chicago with nothing major to report.